everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video is we are still tackling issues we have on our 2012 Toyota Sienna. I've done previous videos trying to resolve or solve the issue. Our AC is just not cooling like it used to. I replaced the flow sensor, which was a common thing. It did help. It still wasn't cooling. So my next step was to get an actual AC gauge set. I hooked it up, and from the gauges, the readings on the gauge, it looked like I had a faulty expansion valve. So I went ahead and replaced the expansion valve. And after doing that, refilling the system, everything looked good. My pressures looked good on my high and low side. It did improve the cooling, but it was still not there like it was previously when the AC system was working correctly. So my last ditch effort, after doing a little bit more research, there's a part called a pressure control valve switch. It is not sold by Toyota. You're going to have to buy the whole compressor. The only way to get this pressure control valve switch is buying it aftermarket. You can get it through Rock Auto. I believe you can also get it through eBay, but I was able to find it through Amazon. So I believe the part was like 35, 40 bucks. I saw one other video on YouTube where the guy replaced it and it pretty much solved the issues. This is my last ditch effort before I ultimately think we have to replace the compressor on our Sienna. So the part I'm talking about is this. This is the aftermarket part number. It says Toyota Corolla, but this part number, this valve actually fits on multiple Toyotas. The compressor they use in Sienna, they also, I believe they use it on the Corolla, maybe the Highlander, the RX, the Lexus RX. It went on other Toyota vehicles within the same year range. So again, that's the part number. And then the part looks like this. We're gonna go ahead and open it up. That is the part right here. So this part goes into the compressor, and then there's an electrical plug that obviously connects there. I believe there's a snap ring that keeps it in place. But before you remove this sensor, it monitors the refrigerant. So you're gonna have to evacuate the AC system before you replace this. Okay, the best way to do it is actually getting a proper machine to evacuate it. Don't evacuate it to the atmosphere. If you want to be, protect the earth and be green and just not be like a bad person, spend the money and evacuate it properly. Go to a place that will evacuate the AC system, and then you can, once you do that, you pull this out of the compressor, replace it, hook it back up. This part is supposed to send signal to whatever controls the AC to, I guess, control the flow of refrigerant in the compressor for it to compress the air, the refrigerant, to make the cold air. So this has probably failed and it's not doing its job, hence why we're not getting proper cooling on our Sienna. So there's another video on YouTube where they showed how to replace the sensor, and what they did is they remove part of the air box here, and they had to remove the AC fans, which required you to unhook your upper radiator hose to get access to the switch, which I'm going to try my best to show you here. It's actually right there. The switch is right there. See that electrical plug? That's the compressor. That's the switch. That part I just showed you. To access and replace it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tackle it from not removing any of that stuff and through the bottom. I think there is enough room from the bottom. As you can see, that plastic piece, that undercover, I don't have. So it got ripped off on a road trip we did and just never replaced it. But yeah, I think I can get it from the bottom without removing all this stuff. And I think in that one video also, the guy also had to remove this refrigerant line going to the AC. I'm trying to avoid doing that, but I'm going to attempt to do it from the bottom so we don't have to touch any of this up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the Sienna to my best friend's shop. He has the proper machine, HVAC AC machine to evacuate the system. We're going to replace that switch and then refill the system properly to factory specs with the right amount of refrigerant, and test for any other leaks or anything else. And then hopefully that solves our issue. So let's go on and head out to his shop and show you how to do it. All right, we're heading towards my best friend's shop. We'll continue when we get there. So I've been running the AC for about 30 minutes on my way to my best friend's shop here. So the AC is at normal temperature. I have the setting at mid, like normal would be, on max AC. So I'm going to take the temperature with this thermometer here, and I should be getting, normally, if it's working correctly, below 50 at 50. 54 degrees, 54.5, 54.5. So that's okay because right now I'm in shade. But when it's like full sun, middle of summer, 90 degrees, 95 degrees, high humidity, this AC it's hard for it to catch up and cool down the van, and obviously it's uncomfortable. Alright, evacuating the system here. Machine. So while it's evacuating the system, we're going to wait and then replace the switch. Alright, we got the Sienna all jacked up. And from the top here, that is the sensor, if you can see it right there. That is the pressure control valve switch. So this is the view from the bottom. There's the pressure control valve switch right there. So we're going to unplug it from the top, go it around to remove it. You might need to get something to assist you to get the plug loose. There you go. Plug's loose. Let's lay it, put it aside somewhere. And then you need to get some snap ring pliers to remove the snap ring that's holding it in. So to get the snap ring off, you're going to have to come from the top of the engine, because if you look, there's a little space to access the snap ring. So that's how we're going to have to get the snap ring off. Okay, the snap ring is off. Here. All right. here. Now we're gonna take out the sensor. All right, we're back on the bottom. We'll remove this, get the sensor out, try to pry it out. So taking out this flow sensor, pressure sensor is a nightmare. Anyone that plans to do this job, this is a caution for you. While removing the sensor, pulling it out, it was stuck in there, and as you can see, this corrosion that built up over the years made it really hard taking out this flow sensor. So while pulling it out, it just broke off. So what we had to do is remove the AC compressor to get this sensor out. It was a nightmare. I'm not saying this is going to happen for everyone, but this is just a caution for those that are looking to replace this part. So here's the compressor. Here's the brand new flow switch. We're about to put this back in. But yeah, for anyone that's going to do this job, this is just precaution. It's just giving you a heads up. This might happen. You might run into this. And if you do, you're going to have to take the compressor out. So we're going to go ahead and put this in, and hopefully this solves the issue. Alright, we're done putting in the new flow switch sensor, whatever it is. Just got done installing it, just got home. I'll tell you this, it definitely fixed the problem. The AC is back to how cold it used to be. I'm not even on max AC, level 3. I don't know if you saw early in the video. That is what's coming out of the vent right now. 38 degrees, 39. That is cold. So the flow switch did solve the issue, and I am happy. It was a pain, but it fixed it. So there you go. Our the AC system in our Sienna is finally resolved and fixed. My recommendation is, before you do anything, get yourself a legitimate HVAC hose set to test your high and low side. The gauge set for your high and low sides will tell you a lot what's going on with your AC system. So the first step is to get one of those. For me, I replaced the flow sensor first, and that resolved some of the issue and improved a little bit. Our AC wasn't working that great, so the next step I did was actually buy a set HVAC hoses, and that told me a lot more, which indicated that I had a block somewhere in the system which leaned towards an expansion valve. Fortunately, I replaced that, and it was the expansion valve that was damaged. But after I replaced the expansion valve, it improved again, but the AC was just not cold like it used to. Winter came around and I was able to buy some time, but as summer came about again, the AC was struggling just to keep cool. Replacing the electronic flow valve resolved the issue. Now in the video, I didn't go in full detail what happened. There's a part where I told you to take precaution when you were removing this electronic flow control valve. It would have probably been a 30-40 minute job max to take this out. I was removing this. It wasn't easy to come out like you saw in the video, so I started prying it off here, and what happened was the head of this broke off. So all this was stuck inside the compressor. So that turned into removing the whole compressor out of the van, which I was not expecting to do, but it was necessary for me to not only fix the issue, try to get this flow valve out, which I was able to, obviously, and put the new one in and hook everything back up. It wasn't as hard as I thought. Now I've done it, I kind of am familiar with taking out the compressor, but it's more of an involved job. So just for those who are going to replace this, just precaution, you're going to run into an issue where I went through. So to go in more detail with the electronic control valve, flow control valve, I think it was hard to remove, because if you look closely here, there is corrosion, and once there's corrosion, it's going to be very hard for this to come out in that metal sleeve or jacket, wherever it is inside the compressor, because this corrosion acts like a bonding factor or agent to the compressor. So obviously I was just pulling this out, all the force is on this plastic piece, and it broke off. It's stuck in the compressor, and that was the reason I had to remove it. So there you go. I hope for those that are having AC issues with your Toyota Sienna, take the steps. First step, like I said, get an HVAC hose set. Check your pressures. If you don't get one, go to a place that has it, and any person who has HVAC experience will be able to tell what's going on with your AC system. If everything looks normal, next step I would do is the flow sensor. There's a video up top how I replaced it. If that doesn't fix your issue, most likely this electronic flow control valve right here. Toyota does not sell this part separately. I will link the part on the description where I got it from Amazon and the part number. This solved my issue, so technically I saved thousands of dollars. This was only a $35 part. AC is blowing super cold, and I hope if you're willing to now take on this job to replace this, go ahead. Again, thank you for watching this video. I hope this helps you out. Make sure to subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll make sure to get back with you. Till then, stay safe, be safe, and I'll see you.